Hello everyone, my name is Justin Prince and welcome to episode 10 of my NBA 2K77 MyLeague. I look to become one of the greatest dynasties of the 1970s and 80s. In this episode, we enter today with a 10-2 record, the best start in franchise history, and a perfect 4-0 record on the road. But today brings a true test to see where we're at for the 1977-78 season. It's the defending NBA champions, the Buffalo Braves. The Buffalo Braves feature one of the top organizations in the entire league when it comes to star power, with Adrian Dantley, Bob McAdoo, Moses Malone, all in the starting lineup. It's a team that's leading the way in scoring so far, with more than 116 points per game, and it's one of the top defensive teams in the entire league. It's an organization that is very difficult to stop and has a lot of depth to try and battle against. Can we beat the only undefeated team in the NBA? We're about to find out here in this episode. The following is a special presentation of the National Basketball Association on CBS. And we welcome you to Buffalo Memorial Auditorium as the 10-2 Seattle SuperSonics take on the 13-0 Buffalo Braves. I'm Justin Prince. Let's take a look at your starting lineups here on CBS. For Bill Russell and the Seattle SuperSonics, it's Slick Watts, Dennis Johnson, Bob Dandridge, Jim Brewer, and Jack Sikma. While for Tate Locke and the Buffalo Braves, it's Lucius Allen, Randy Smith, Adrian Dantley, Bob McAdoo, and Moses Malone starting for today's Big Tilt. It's a true test for the Seattle SuperSonics to see how they are in 1977-78, their best franchise start. They're ready to go. We're underway from Buffalo. And the Braves win the opening tip, taken across the timeline. Allen, guarded by Watts for the first possession of the game, tries to cut inside the paint. Pass back outside, Dantley. The youngster, guarded by Dandridge. Pick set by McAdoo. The drive inside. The kick out to Allen. One on the shot clock. The long jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Brewer. And the SuperSonics has talked about having a strong start, a 2-game winning streak entering today, 4th and scoring entering today's matchup. They miss with Bob Dandridge. Allen kicks it down low to Smith on the fast break, yes. And quickly, Buffalo's on the board, the defending NBA champions. Just 3 games for the Braves so far this season have finished within single digits for their victories so far. Dandridge down low responds with the bucket. And Bob Dandridge has been a major impact for Seattle so far in his time with the SuperSonics. 40 points in his last game with 12 rebounds and 2 assists. 26 points per game entering today. McAdoo drives it in for the bucket. And the league leader in field goal percentage is on the board with the play down low. Watts to Brewer. Jump shot. Gets it to drain. And Jim Brewer, who had an impressive time with the Cleveland Cavaliers before being traded to the SuperSonics last season, averaging 11 points per game this campaign. In a starting role with 9.9 rebounds per game. Dantley to Smith. 10 on the shot clock, approaching 2 minutes into the first quarter here on CBS. Dantley gets the screen. He cuts inside. He drives it over top the traffic. No good, rebounded by McAdoo. And a fresh 24 on the shot clock. Pick set once more by McAdoo on the pick and roll. Dandridge with the switch. The pass nearly intercepted. Malone rejected by Sikma. And the rookie able to reject the shot and send it out of bounds with 11 on the shot clock. Impressive season for Jack Sikma. 18 points per game, 12.5 rebounds entering today, along with 1.8 blocks. 2 on the shot clock. Allen, another long jump shot. This time no good. Picked up by Brewer on the rebound. Watts gets the screen set by Sikma. Steps back, goes baseline, passes it to Dandridge. With separation, gets it reached away and stolen away by McAdoo. Taken up by Smith. Drives it in for the stuff. And the 21.5 points per game scorer with the bucket. This is despite a hyperextended leg injury entering today's game. Watts with the double screen this time. Tries to cut inside, over top traffic, no good. Rebounded again by McAdoo. The 11.9 rebounds per game player continuing to have a very dominant game so far. 3 minutes in. Smith. Guarded by Johnson. Down to Allen. With Watts on the defense, no good. Brewer with another rebound. Johnson gives it to Sigma. Sigma, the hook shot, no good. Taps it out to Dantley, who picks up the rebound. Dantley slows it back down for Buffalo. Reached away by Dandridge. Taken up the floor by the superstar. The 2 steals per game player. No good on the bucket on the fast break. Taken back up by Buffalo. Dantley, fast break response, rejected. Taken up by Watts. Watts slows it back down, off to Brewer. Tries to back up his man to Sigma. Fadeaway jump shot, no good. Picked up by Dantley. 6-4 your score, 4 minutes into the first quarter here on CBS. With 2 of the top shooting teams in the league, the Braves second entering today, Seattle fourth. And Dantley able to break through on the score sheet. An impressive season for Dantley, 24.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6.6 assists, 1.3 blocks per game entering tonight. Brewer to Dandridge. 8 on the shot clock. Dandridge to contested J, no good. Again, McAdoo on the glass. Taken back up the floor and stolen away by Johnson. Sigma to Brewer on the fast break. Draws the whistle. And he'll be going to the line to shoot for 2 for the first time for either side this game. Jim Brewer, an 88% shooter from the free throw line this season. Averaging 80.4% as a team is Seattle. That's 7th best in the NBA. And it's good to start. Keep in mind, Seattle coming off their best 12-game start in franchise history. Their previous best was an 8-4 record. Couple times in their history. Brewer no good on the second free throw. And that keeps it a 2-possession game, 8-5. Your score. McAdoo down low with the stop. And the Braves starting to pick up momentum now. After that slam dunk and the missed free throw. See how Seattle responds. Watts to Sigma. Over top, his man Malone, no good. Moses Malone with the rebound. Slow back down by Dantley on offense. 5 minutes into the first quarter now. The alley-oop to McAdoo. Bob McAdoo with the impressive and emphatic slam. McAdoo scored 30 points in his last game. You can see why as Sigma slams it in with the right hand. An impressive rookie campaign is talked about by Sigma, shooting just 46% though. That's something he'll need to improve upon in his NBA career as time goes on. But for Dantley, he tries to cut his way towards the paint. Spinning his way in, no good. Tap back in by Dantley. And the reigning rookie of the year with the bucket. Watts with the screen by Sigma again. Looks to pass it out. Gives it to Brewer. 12 on the shot clock. Off to Sigma. Back to Johnson. Johnson with very few touches this first quarter. And hasn't intercepted on the pass outside. McAdoo gives it off to Smith after the steal. Poked away to Moses Malone. Malone tries to cut in. Lays it up. No good. Smith's second chance. And he'll go to the line to shoot for 2. Everhard inbounds it to Claude Terry. Brought down to Allen for the quick shot off the window. Yes. And the Buffalo Braves scoring continues. It has been an onslaught throughout this entire first quarter. 30-11 your score, 2 minutes remaining in the first here on CBS. This is not the test Seattle wanted to fail early on in this season. Jim Brewer with the bucket down low, but it has been ugly the past few minutes on the score sheet. Allen to Washington. Wilson Washington with the left hand, no good. Picked up by Mike Green, given up to Bob Wilkerson. Pass back up to Green for the quick right-handed layup. And this is one of the worst first quarters all season for Seattle, with just 15 points in a span of 10.5 minutes. Eberhard fading his way back, no good. Picked up by Green, given up to Robert Reed. Robert Reed, 8 points per game in his rookie campaign, 3.3 rebounds per game. Brad Brown, jumper, no. Eberhard, the former Detroit Piston, with the rebound. Allen resets. Wide open, Terry down low. Coming in for the pressure is Reed. Draws a couple jumps, and now that'll draw him to the free throw line. First personal foul for Reed. Claude Terry so far this season averaging 7.1 points per game, 2.6 rebounds per game, 3.4 assists per game. 60% shooting from the free throw line. 51.5 seconds to go in the first quarter. 33-15 now your score is Terry. For the second free throw, it's at 34-15. 116.4 points per game was the average entering today as a whistle called on the reach. First personal on the reach. Sets up the inbound from the side. That was the foul to give for the final few minutes of this first for Buffalo. Wilkerson looking to get some separation. Can't find some, gives it to Brewer. Off to Reed. Jump shot, baseline. Off the front of the rim. Terry up to Allen for the bucket. And Lucius Allen continues to score. Signed from the Los Angeles Lakers in the offseason. He has been very effective as a point guard for this team. 9.4 points per game. Brown passed out to Wilkerson. Long contested jumper. No good. Allen again active on the glass. Given up to Shoemake. To Terry down low. Guarded by Wilkerson. Shot clock is off. Reset off to Terry. Green sent into the benches. Eberhard with two, with one. Allen, the long jump shot, no good. And after 12 minutes of play, 36-15 is your score from Buffalo. You're watching CBS. And welcome back to what has been an onslaught by the Buffalo Braves. Justin Prince, welcome back to CBS's coverage here from Buffalo Memorial Auditorium. The Buffalo Braves shot 55% in the first quarter. Seattle, as they make their first shot from the field with Bob Dandridge, were just 27%, 6 of 22. They're now 7 of 23 from the field. With it is Lucius Allen, driving it in, getting it in. That's now 6 points for Allen in this game. He had 2 rebounds, 2 assists as well. Now 3 for 7 shooting. Brewer, the leading scorer for the SuperSonics in the first quarter with 5 points down low. Off the Dandridge. Turn around a slow start to Green. Jumper, no. Dandridge down low. Second chance, it's good. Dandridge just 1 for 4 from the field in 12 minutes of play to start off this game. We're 1 minute into the second quarter. Allen after the near strip. Off to Terry. To Eberhard. Washington trying to set up in the high post. Eberhard sheds his man on the jump shot. No good. Shoemake. Outside to Terry. The long jumper. It's good. And Claude Terry now has 6 points this game. He had 6 assists off the bench in the first quarter. Reed gets the screen from Dandridge. Kicked off to Dandridge for the two-handed stop. Seattle cuts the gap to under 20. Timeout called by Coach Locke. He's not liking what he's seen. 40-21, your score for the Braves over the SuperSonics. Welcome back to Buffalo. Or after the timeout, Seattle trails by 19 in the second quarter. Terry straight off the inbound, no good. Quick shot. Too quick, it seemed, from the Braves. Braves, keep in mind, utilize the fast break more so in that first quarter. A lot of fast break points, 14-0 was that differential. Keep that in mind. The upcoming possessions. Backing things up is Brewer from the post. Good to go. Now 37% shooting for Seattle. 10 of 27. Dantley finds separation and draws the N1. Mike Green caught for the personal as Dantley completes the N1. Dantley just 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 of 5 shooting in the first quarter. Approaching 3 minutes into the second now. 20-point advantage for the Braves. Dandridge to Brewer. Brewer nearly poked loose. Green trying to find some openings. Down low, guarded by Malone. Dandridge trying to get the screen from Brewer. 3 on the shot clock, stripped away by Terry. Fast break opportunity for Dantley with the slam with the right hand. And the timeout working effectively now for Buffalo, as the momentum has swung back in their direction. Watts to Brewer. No good on the post play down low, guarded by Terry. Dantley again. Over top a defender this time. Picks up his own miss. To Moses Malone for the J. No. Dantley with the third opportunity now for this possession. Spins it in from the post. Yes, he's got it. An emphatic game from Buffalo. It's been relentless offense so far from the Braves. Dandridge, baseline. Weaves through defenders, gets it to go. And Bill Russell may already have to have a long list of adjustments, even with this steal from Johnson, to try and adjust for in the future with how big this deficit has stayed. Dantley, no good. Chucked down the floor to Johnson. Pass to Brewer. No good again. And it continues to stay ugly. 41% field goal shooter in Brewer. Again, no good. Green down low. Picks up the rebound after the defense on Dantley. Chucked over to Dandridge. Dandridge the cut. Dandridge the miss. Smith with the rebound and Dandridge with the frustration foul. 66-41, 2 minutes to go now in the first half. And it's looking bleak for the SuperSonics in this one. Smith to McAdoo for another stop. McAdoo, another slam dunk in this matchup as Reed passes it off the stanchion in the backboard to turn it over. Not sure how you managed to do that, but he found a way to do so in this one. As McAdoo and 1. Make it 10 for 10 from the field for McAdoo with 21 points and 4 rebounds. And already, the bench is starting to get cleared by Seattle. Tom Burleson coming in for a rare appearance this season. That's after having some strong performances in 1976-77. McAdoo, an 83.3% free throw shooter this season, completes the N1. Make it 22 points now for McAdoo. He has been impossible to stop for Seattle. Burleson with the screen, Brown with the draw. McAdoo with the fast break. Taken up and nearly got another one. Burleson immediately caught for his first personal. First one is good from McAdoo. Making another 2-for-2 trip for Buffalo in this matchup. Brown. Nearly poked loose again. Wilkerson, jump shot, back of the rim. Taken up now by Scott. Scott trying to run his way past the defense. Smith forces the pump, the miss, the putback. Wilson Washington, the 5.5 points per game scorer with the bucket. Sigma has the size mismatch. This time the post. Spins it down low, hooks it on in. And Sigma, quietly one of the top performers in this game for Seattle. 14 points, 12 of them in the paint as, my goodness, Smith. The tomahawk that time. As Sigma. No good. McAdoo. Going back to Smith. Alley-oop to McAdoo again. It has been incredible, this performance. It's to where some of the fans have already went to the concession stands here in Buffalo. Sigma, good down low. He's got 16. With it now is Smith. Driving in, rejected, picked up by Burleson. Shot clock is off. Reed. Give it off to Sigma. Will Seattle go for the quick shot? They'll have it tapped out of bounds instead. Give them 7.3 seconds to work with as they clear more players to the bench. Lennick coming onto the floor as well as Green. Quick jumper off the inbound, no good. Final couple seconds of the half. Chucked up from half court, no good. And at halftime, the Braves are in domination land. 79-45, your score for Seattle. Welcome to the onslaught that has been the Buffalo Braves demolishing the Seattle SuperSonics. Justin Prince, welcome back to CBS's coverage as we are ready for second half basketball. Can Seattle complete a comeback? We'll have to see as Jack Sigma will go to the stripe to start off this third quarter. So far, Seattle now 6 for 7 from the free throw line. After starting off the game with just 6 made field goals, they've been trailing ever since. Perfect from the stripe was Sigma. 20-44 now are the SuperSonics from the field overall. On the floor for Seattle, Watts, Johnson, Sigma, Dandridge, Brewer, the 5. For Buffalo, Smith lined up alongside Dandridge, Allen, Malone, McAdoo. Allen cuts it in, and another whistle called. He'll go to the strike to shoot for 2. Jim Brewer caught for a second personal. So far, Allen now with 9 points and 3 assists on the ball game for Buffalo. Second is good. And the Braves have also had a parade to the free throw line, which has helped them with this big lead. They're now 15 for 16 from the field. From the line, I should say. Johnson. Passed off a defender and intercepted. Taken up by Smith. To Dantley. And another personal. Jack Sigma caught for his third personal. And Adrian Dantley with a great second quarter has seen him now with 19 points with this trip. Make it 20. 6+ rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 8 of 15 shooting. Watts. Lots of separation and gives it to Sigma for the right-hand stuff. 20 points now for Jack Sigma. As an error frustration foul, Watts caught for the reach. Poked away by Sigma. He gets the steal. Watts with the two-handed stuff. Just 7 points off turnovers for Seattle in this game. And they finally bring some type of energy. Johnson with the steal. He goes for the right-handed stuff. Just the first bucket of the game from Johnson. A -10 in the plus-minus column today. As Dantley goes for the J. Good. Dentley's now got 22 this game. Sigma sets the screen for Watts. Again, another pick and roll. Again, another right-handed stuff for Sigma. And that trims the lead down to 30 to the Buffalo Braves. Dantley to respond. He gets it to go. And Dantley starting to really heat up in this third. Watts off to Sigma. The long jumper, no good. Rebounded by Watts. Giving back to Sigma for another jumper. This time it goes. And Sigma's feeling it. And that's the 10th assist of the game as well for Watts on that play. As Dantley has it stripped away. Dandridge this time with the slam dunk. And Seattle's starting to force some turnovers now. Is this a sign of some momentum and a pulse? Buffalo not taking any chances. Timeout called. 87-59. 9:11 to go in Q3. Moses Malone set to inbound it for Buffalo as we welcome you back to CBS's coverage of NBA basketball. One substitution, Claude Terry coming into the game with this stoppage, and a McAdoo alley-oop breaks all the momentum that Seattle had going before the timeout. McAdoo has been impossible to stop. He scored 26 first half points, 11 for 11 shooting as Sigma. He's been impossible to stop this quarter. 12 of 18, 26 points. He leads the way for Seattle in points. Terry swings it off to Malone, off to Dantley. Battling in the post, now McAdoo with Johnson. Double team, space for Malone, off to Dantley. 2 on the shot clock. Backs it up, jumps it away. Can't get it to fall away. And a whistle called. McAdoo called for the whistle. Third personal foul. That Shoemate will come into the game as a result of that whistle. One of the interesting things with the SuperSonics entering today, they were 4th in assists per game. They've been stuffed majority of their assist opportunities in the first half. As the jumper from Allen drops from long range. And the lead's extended back to 30 after being trimmed down to about 24. Brewer. Whistle called. Hard foul by Malone. Second personal for Moses Malone. Under 90 seconds to play in the third quarter, 113-81. Your score for the Braves over the Seattle SuperSonics. Smith. Double teamed. Eberhard. Left wide open. Passes it off to McAdoo. McAdoo forces the jump. He goes for the jumper. Can't get it to fall. Olenek. It's one to Dandridge. Draws the whistle from McAdoo. And Bob McAdoo with another personal. His 4th of the game. Should be worth noting that Smith, the past 30 days, topping all teams in field goal percentage. 58%. Dandridge drains the second free throw. He's now got 18. 1 minute to work with. In the third, Smith rejected on the first opportunity down low. Blackwell to Smith. Up to Shoemate. One around to Blackwell for the very long jumper. No good off the front of the rim. Byron Beck with the rebound that time. Dandridge drives baseline. Gets it to bounce in. More substitutions waiting to come into the game now for Seattle as a result of that bucket. Johnson and Brewer waiting on the sideline. And Shoemate responds with a bucket. 9.9 points per game, 9.3 rebounds per game player. Looking very effective here in this third. Late as Burleson with the right hand, yes. Shot clock now off for the remainder of the third quarter. Poked loose by Burleson. Smith keeps it and spins away for the right-hand stuff. My goodness! And the barrage of highlight plays continues from Buffalo. Under 10 seconds to work with. Wilkerson trying to cut in. Dandridge to beat the buzzer, no good. After 3 quarters of play, 117-87 your score. Welcome back to Buffalo, where the Braves lead 117-87 over Seattle. Here on CBS. Justin Prince, as we are back underway for the start of the 4th quarter. Scott draws the whistle. We'll go to the line, shoot 2 for Buffalo. First one counts. And it has been that type of a night for Seattle. They have struggled to defend, especially against the top players for Buffalo, such as McAdoo, Dantley, Smith, and Terry. They've struggled offensively much of the day, despite plays from some of their top performers like Sigma, like Watts. They've just not been able to keep up with the onslaught brought upon by Buffalo in their top scoring offense. Seattle came in today 4th in scoring with 109 points per game. They haven't looked that direction as they allow a bucket once more. On the floor for Seattle, Boosie, Dandridge, Burleson, Beck, Olenek. First shot rejected. Burleson goes back in the post. Passed out to Boosie. 8 on the shot clock, drives at baseline. Double teamed as Burleson goes for the jump shot. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Scott. Scott now trying to size up his man. Draws more contact and the foul. And the onslaught continues. The free throw is good. 124-89. Now the score. Boosie has the screen set by Beck. Boosie drives it in. The former Indiana Pacer with the bucket. The bench scoring has been fairly efficient today from Buffalo in particular, outscoring the Seattle bench by 8 today. Malone fades back. No good. What's been a rough day for Moses Malone. Malone came in today 14 points, 14 rebounds on the season. Byron Beck gets the bucket in the traffic. Burleson credited with the assist. Scott to Malone. Scott once again gets it. Screen set inside the paint, stripped away by Boosie. Beck gets it for the two-hand stuff on the fast break. And the former Los Angeles Laker has been a fairly effective player in crunch time at times for Seattle this season. Blackwell forces multiple pumps, rejected by Burleson, rebounded by Beck. Beck takes it up, given to Boosie. Yes, he's got it. And Seattle out shooting Buffalo in this second half, 19-30 so far, as another frustration foul flies. And the second free throw is good, making a 146-123 ball game with a minute to play. Buffalo will move to 14-0 on the season as the bucket is made by Boosie to stay undefeated in the early going. 1977-78, Seattle will drop to 10-3 in their biggest test of the entire season. Olenek to Beck. No good. And one of the main notes is going to be how interesting this matchup will be for the postseason complexion, especially with how these teams are favored early on to be some of the favorites to make it to the conference finals. Scott, jump shot, good. Now turn off the shot clock for the remainder of this game. Boosie looking for separation. Gives it to Burleson. Fadeaway jump shot, way off. And that should do it. 148-125 is your final. And the Buffalo Braves stay undefeated, while Seattle drops their third game of 1977-78. It's time to say goodbye. We'd like to thank you for tuning in for today's coverage here on CBS. I'm Justin Prince saying so long. The best way to describe that matchup was pure disaster. We started struggling at about 7 minutes to go in the first quarter and just struggled from that point on in this matchup today. It was a game that was ugly and that allowed 3 20-plus point scores. Dentley, McAdoo, Smith were all on their games today. McAdoo just missing one shot from the field in the game. Jack Sikma, in the end, put up 43 points, a career high, yes, but in a blowout loss. Dandridge, 20 points, Jim Brewer, 11 points, and of note, Slick Watts picked up 19 assists in the loss. As well, you can see with the stat line, we're outshot from the field by just 2 field goals, but the free throw line was so critical, especially in the second half, that it was impossible to claw our way back in. 40 of 48 for the Buffalo Braves over our 21 of 24 in the matchup. But with that, it's time to say goodbye, as we have failed our test to start off the season. Where do we go from here? Well, we have a lot more games to play, so we'll have to see how we perform on our upcoming matchups. With that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time for my NBA 2K77 MyLeague.